Welcome to another Kapow movie review. I'm Elliott.
And I'm Jill, and tonight we're talking about The Killing Joke.
I want to talk. I've been thinking about you and me. About how this is going to end. About who will end up killing who. Perhaps you'll kill me. Perhaps I'll kill you. You know that, don't you?
So we saw The Killing Joke at the Hayden Orpheum in Cremorne, and it's quite a beautiful cinema.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favourite cinemas and it's quite Gotham-esque.
We spoke to some of the public after we saw the screening, and here's what they thought. We've got some awesome cosplayers here. Some of them even won some prizes in the competition. What did you guys think of the movie?
Oh, it was fantastic just to see the comic brought to life. It was absolutely amazing. And the music, it was great. The voice acting, fantastic. Mark Hamill, he's a fantastic actor.
I think Conroy and Mark Hamill, just the set of them together for anything is just amazing.
Pretty cool. I liked it. It's a nice addition to the animated movies.
Cool, yeah.
I really loved it. It was really, really good.
Batman.
Well, I thought it was actually really good. If I were to have any bit of a comment, I thought that the bit that they added at the beginning, that prologue with the story of Batgirl, I feel like it was a little bit divorced from the themes and the story of The Killing Joke, but I still really enjoyed it.
First 20 minutes I didn't think were necessary, but I felt that everything else was amazing.
I liked it. It definitely had a different tone than previous iterations.
It didn't have as much of the powerful emotion that I got when I read the comic.
It's definitely a lot more dramatic in the comic. I mean, you've got these freeze frames of just complete sadness.
The pictures you got, whereas I felt like having them actually animated and having them voiced almost kind of lost a bit of the images.
Maybe the seriousness to it.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it.
The Killing Joke is such a highly acclaimed graphic novel. Do you think it lived up to the hype, Jill?
Not in the slightest. I'm coming out. I'm really harsh on this film. The book was great. The dynamics between Batman and Joker were so strong, but it just did not translate in this animation at all. And I think the prologue probably really hurt the story too.
Yep.
Yeah. What did you think?
I thought it was terrible and I was so let down because I was so hyped for this movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Killing Joke graphic novel, amazing. You know, I still think it's one of the best ones from our last show. You should know that by now, viewers. But the movie, it's cutting to two pieces in my mind. It's before the graphic novel adaptation and then the adaptation of the graphic novel, and both were pretty disappointing in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think even that first half of the story, the prologue, was even drawn from any sort of comic related media at all. It was very much created for the film. And basically they've turned this into a Batgirl story, where originally it was a Joker story and focused on, Batman's relationship with him that Barbara happened to be in. And, the tragedy occurred to her, and it was Batman's fight for her against the Joker. This film was all from the POV of Barbara and her being Batgirl and her relationship with Batman, that they really strained for this movie. I mean, we have seen her going after Bruce in Batman the Animated Series, but it never really developed into anything much in the comic books or in any other cartoon media. So I was surprised.
You a bit surprised with that scene?
It's pretty surprised.
It's a little bit controversial, and
then it just all sort of fell apart again from there. It was very abrupt in the way that half of the story ended, and then went into The Killing Joke. And I don't think that there was enough connection between the two at all that sort of justified what happened to her.
Yeah, definitely. I think the parallel between the beginning of this film, Killing Joke, and then the ending of it with Batman and his villain, the Joker, and Barbara Gordon and her villain, which the name does not even come to my mind because he was so bland of a character. He just never made a whole point other than someone who wanted to, be infatuated with Barbara Gordon. Yeah. And it just didn't feel like it connected in any way. It felt like this was completely separate and they've tacked it on just to give a little bit more fleshed out character of Barbara Gordon. And it doesn't flesh her out, unfortunately.
No, I think it actually really hurt her character quite a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the ultimate Batgirl fan right here.
Yeah.
And she was portrayed as, I don't know if I can say this, but a cock tease. She was chasing after this villain that was infatuated with her, and they sort of just played it up like she was playing this dangerous cat and mouse game with him. And then so for her to get hurt was all her fault. That bled over into the Joker story as well, and I really feel like it's a women in refrigerators moment for her. And her being shot and paralyzed by the Joker for no apparent reason other than revenge at Batman, who was technically like her boyfriend in this film, is just pretty appalling. And I think a disgrace for Batgirl's character.
I think
I
so,
really do. I mean, I feel like maybe they were trying to flesh out a story here and maybe give her some sort of redemption for how she became the Oracle, but honestly it was sort of it just felt like she sort of just became the Oracle because of the Joker rather in spite of, which gave her original strength as a paraplegic character.
That's right.
A disabled character in comics. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed.
Absolutely agree with 100% on what you just said. The writing is usually the strongest in most of these DC animation. DCU, fantastic. I still love it. Watch it at least once a year. The writing in this, however, it's terrible. Barbara Gordon begins narrating the movie. And then we find out her story stops 10 minutes before the film ends. And that's because the adaptation is relying so much on the Batman and Joker story that this shoehorn origin tale of Barbara Gordon just lets the whole thing down.
There was absolutely no connection between both halves of the film. And Brian Azzarello, dude, what are you doing? Like, such a good writer, and he's absolutely slaughtered this screenplay. I don't know if he had his hands tied and was influenced by Warner Brothers. You know what Warner Brothers can be like. But, overall, as an adaptation, it pretty much missed the mark.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where would this fall for you for DC animation movies?
Oh, man. I mean, the DC animated universe has been so strong for so many years, and I really think this one falls pretty flat for me. I've seen quite a few animated films from DC, like other characters as well, besides the Batman animated universe. So, yeah. Unfortunately, not fantastic.
Yeah, I think this falls quite short because of the hype and the expectations.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, the whole black and white between Joker and Batman. And I think the whole point of killing Joke with, Joker's joke at the end of the movie, and that killer punchline where Batman actually chuckles along with the Joker, even after everything that happened in that book, the atrocities and the depravity, it was still such a funny joke, and the way that Joker delivered it, I think, sort of lended itself to why Batman would laugh at that.
Yes.
But then there's also the ambiguity at the end of the book where you're not quite sure if Batman actually shot the Joker or not. And that just didn't occur in this film at all. So it was so much of a letdown, I think, for anyone that was looking to see such an executed, crafted story based on a comic that they love.
Definitely. The mystery here that was in the book is not here. I mean, the prostitutes that Batman goes to interview about the Joker already gives an idea about what the Joker plans to do when he goes to meet, Inspector Gordon and Barbara Gordon. I never picked that up from the book. I grabbed something completely different in the book than what actually, I'm pretty sure now is definitely not even hinting at it anymore, is actually occurring. So I feel like I should reread that book, but I hate the mystery that is no longer there.
Yeah.
We're delving more into exactly what the Joker is and what the Joker isn't, where that character has never been so black and white than he is in this movie.
Yeah. I think, Killing Joke was also probably I guess, an origin story for the Joker in sorts. Like, it teased at his possible origin and the Red Hood gang and everything that we've seen previously in other books too. But there was no compassion for his character in the flashbacks, and it just sort of didn't justify his actions that were occurring in the present timeline. And there was no, like, pivotal moment to tip Joker over the edge and lash out the way that he was in this story. And I think it was really lost in this translation.
Oh, definitely. So, out of 5, what would you give this, Jill?
Oh my god, out of 5. Oh god, half a star? Is that generous?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's pretty generous.
The more I think about it, the more angry I am about this movie. Like, I was hoping for a really good film. Like, I wanted to feel something when I watched this. I wanted to be disgusted at the Joker, and instead I was just sort of like, I don't even get why he's doing this. What is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Batman, yeah, he'll save the day. He always does.
Yep.
You know? I didn't care enough about it.
That's fair enough. Half a star it is. I'd give it maybe 1 star.
Okay.
I was going to give it 2.
Yeah.
And so got it back. Because I remember exactly how you're saying.
Yeah.
I remember how bad I wanted this movie to be good. Fell so short. The hype was there. Yeah. Everyone was behind everyone. Just didn't hit the mark.
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So 1 star.
Tell me what I'm doing here. You're going mad. Where is he?
Well, that's it for our review on The Killing Joke. We'd like to know what you think, so please leave us a comment below or on one of our social media pages.
Yeah, and stay tuned for next time when we give our thoughts on Suicide Squad.